What is up, guys? This is Green Zone, and today I'm bringing back some more Paladins, but like I promised in my last two videos, I'm actually going to be doing a MMA update. So if you're not aware, this weekend there were two fight cards that were really good. The first one being Bellator NYC or Bellator 180, and after that, Sunday night there was UFC OKC. So I'm gonna try to break down the big fights to the best of my ability, but the smaller fights I'm gonna I'm not gonna read all of the notes that I wrote down or anything. I'm just gonna pretty much go over the actual result of the fight. So I didn't get a chance to watch all of Bellator, but I did get to watch all of the main event. So without further ado, guys, let's get into this. Okay, so for the first big fight of Bellator NYC was Ryan Bader versus Phil Davis. Ryan Bader actually got the split decision to become the new light heavyweight champion for Bellator. So that's pretty cool. He finally got his title. Too bad he couldn't do it in UFC. Let's see, the next big fight, Lima versus Larkin. And this was a really good fight in my opinion. Both of them had even strikes. Lima had a couple more strikes thrown and landed. I think Larkin had the better movement of the two, but Lima was landing the heavier strikes and the leg kicks. Lima actually won to keep his title, so Larkin has a defeat for his Bellator debut. Lima is actually going to fight Rory McDonald next, and I'm very excited about that fight. The next big fight was Michael Chandler versus Brett Primus, and man, this fight was it was an upset. Michael Chandler looked a lot better in the fight, but he ended up actually hurting his leg stepping away from a leg kick. It looked like he rolled his ankle or something, and he couldn't get it back under him. Every time he would try to press forward to attack, his ankle would just fold under him. He actually still stunned Primus and knocked him on his ass, so that was amazing. But they had to stop the fight due to the injury, and Primus is the new champion. There's probably going to be a rematch considering Primus did not prove anything in this fight, so I think Michael Chandler is going to come back and take the win in this next one. Okay, so the next fight, Matt Mitrione versus Fedor Emelianenko, and this fight was very short, but it was really fun to watch. Both actually stunned each other at the exact same time, both threw heavy right hands. Mitrione happened to land on his back, whereas Fedor, I think he was a little more out of it, and he had his legs folded under him, which led Mitrione to get up faster and get the knockout on Fedor. And then the second main event, they said there were two main events. So the second main event was Chael Sonnen versus Wanderlei Silva. Sonnen gets an early takedown and ground and pound, and Silva just didn't ever really look in there. Both of them were very tired, but Sonnen controlled Wanderlei most of the fight, and he gets the win by unanimous decision. Okay, so oh, there was actually one other fight that I wanted to mention. Neiman Gracie, the new Gracie in town, fought Dave Marfone, and Marfone looked like he shouldn't have been in there at all. He didn't throw any strikes, really. He never tried to establish an attack, which led Neiman to be able to set the pace and do whatever he wanted pretty much. And Neiman Gracie gets the back and finishes by a rear naked choke in that fight. So that's all the notes I had for Bellator, so we're going to hop on over to the UFC OKC card. And I got some interesting fights from there. I got 4 that I actually took. Most of the people that were actually on the card were, there were a lot of smaller fights, but not to say they weren't good. But the first fight I have on here is Carla Esparza, the former strawweight champion, I'm pretty sure, versus Marina Moroz. And Carla was more active with the level changes and her movement, and got takedowns and controlled position. That's pretty much how it went the entire fight. Moroz had some good striking, but she was being way too hesitant, and Carla was pretty much comfortable wherever, because even though she was getting beat on the feet, you know, she wasn't taking too much damage. But Carla controlled that fight, and she got the win by unanimous decision. So next we have BJ Penn versus Dennis Seaver. Seaver has way more weapons than BJ does, in my opinion. He has a whole bunch of kicks he can throw, and he was looking way sharper boxing too. So, but BJ actually started to land his jab, and he gets a knockdown on Seaver, but it wasn't enough because BJ was very inactive and just waiting to counter Seaver. And that led to Seaver having a much higher output, and he took away BJ's lead leg with some kicks, and BJ was pretty much just a sitting duck at that point. So Seaver wins by majority decision in that fight. It was a good fight. I think BJ needs to go ahead and wrap it up. Tim Bosch versus Johnny Hendricks was the next fight, and Johnny started off slow, but they actually traded pretty even that first round. It was a really, really good first round in my opinion. I think Johnny, his head's not really in the game. I mean, he has missed weight like 3 times this last year, so not looking too good for him. But anyways, Bosch set up a beautiful head kick to stun Johnny and finish for the TKO in the second round. It was a really, really good kick, and that was very impressive by Tim Bosch. He looks to just be getting better and better, so I'm excited to see who he fights next. And for the main event of UFC OKC was Michael Chiesa versus Kevin Lee, and this is all my opinion, guys. So you know, I'm not an analyst or anything, and I'm not a professional fighter, so. Oh great, I just broke my bookmark. Awesome. Anyways, in this fight, I think Chiesa looked sharper on the feet and the ground. I know if you listen to Kevin Lee, he's going to sound like he thought he could do whatever he wanted whenever. But that's not what I saw. Even when Kevin Lee got on top of Chiesa to try to throw some punches and ground and pound, Chiesa was way too smart. He was attacking everywhere from every angle off of his back. He was controlling him. He almost had him in a triangle like 3 different times. And Chiesa actually ends up making a mistake and getting his back taken, which unfortunately led to him being submitted by a rear naked choke in the first round. Now this was a very, very controversial call because I can't remember the ref's name. Not Mazzagatti. Whoever the ref is that does the heart every time the camera shows him. That guy stopped the fight before Chiesa even tapped, and Chiesa was never even unconscious. So that fight was it was pretty controversial. It robbed Kevin Lee of like a win if he would have got it, which there were 30 seconds left in the round, so Chiesa had to survive. But he also robbed Chiesa of a potential win, because we've seen Chiesa in a bad situation like that, and he does know how to defend himself and get out of that. So they're going to run that back hopefully in Detroit is what they're talking about. So I hope they do run that back so we can see that fight again. I hope Chiesa wins, because Kevin Lee is pretty much just the biggest douchebag you'll ever meet, in my opinion. He tries to be so much like Connor, and that kind of stuff really annoys me. Be yourself, guys. But anyways, that's all for the MMA updates. And I should have said this at the beginning of the video, but in the background, the Paladins gameplay, this was a competitive game I played, and I think my team switched weird, and it ended up making me have to play Seris, who I hadn't played in a while. But this is actually a really good game, in my opinion anyways. I got a good ult on top of my Willow seedling, which pretty much wiped the whole team out. I was pretty proud of that. My teammates actually thought I did it on purpose, which I didn't. But yeah, guys, if you enjoyed this video and want more MMA updates or anything, you know, just let me know. Once again, if you want to play, add me on PlayStation, Xbox, PC, whatever. But thank you guys so much for watching, and enjoy the rest of this video. Have a good week. This is Green Zone signing out.
They do not like me very much, it seems.
Let's make this interesting.
Look at me. They're making a really good effort for this push. I still got him. Dead zone, the motherfucker. No, it don't. Got him. Oh, I'm in. Trying to mow down this river right now. They're coming around us. And Jox is way behind. No, you didn't drop this. No, never mind, you're dead. Really go over. So why do I keep going that way? The other way is faster. Oh shit, he opened. There's a fly coming. And I killed Victor. You're not getting away. What do you mean? Down the point. The more people are in the man. Go over behind you guys. Stay behind us now. Damn. Dead.
Let's make this interesting.
Push the payload.
Damn, go easy. I feel that.
Good game.
Yes, I got it. No surprise though. Damn!